How do you mathematically prove the financial value of a massive cloud migration to a skeptical board? In this lesson, you will learn how. Welcome to the final session of the Digital Transformation Masterclass, where we transition from architectural migration to operational measurement. We have successfully aligned the transformation triad, mapped our hidden bottlenecks via process mining, and migrated to the cloud. Your enterprise now operates on a scalable, API-first microservices architecture, generating massive amounts of real-time operational data continuously. However, possessing an advanced technological infrastructure is completely meaningless if you cannot mathematically prove its strategic value. You must transition your organization from relying on executive intuition to becoming a rigorously data-driven corporate enterprise. This requires the implementation of stringent key performance indicators, or KPIs, designed specifically to measure technological agility and efficiency. A critical mistake many technical leaders make is measuring the success of a transformation by the volume of software deployed. Tracking the number of cloud servers activated or new applications installed represents a set of dangerous vanity metrics. Vanity metrics look impressive on a quarterly IT report, but they provide absolutely no insight into overall corporate profitability. True digital transformation KPIs must bridge the communication gap between complex technical infrastructure and high-level strategic business outcomes. The first critical KPI category you must establish is operational efficiency, which measures the friction removed from your workflows. Instead of measuring server uptime, you must measure the exact reduction in the financial cost of processing a single transaction. If your process mining and cloud migration were successful, the mathematical cost and time required per transaction should drop significantly. The second category is technological agility, which measures how rapidly your enterprise can adapt to sudden global market disruptions. A primary metric here is time to market for new digital products, software features, or internal operational workflow improvements. Before your transformation, launching a new corporate feature may have required 6 months of monolithic legacy software development. With a modular microservices architecture, your DevOps teams should be deploying updates continuously, reducing time to market to mere weeks. The third critical KPI category revolves around customer experience and digital acquisition metrics within your newly optimized ecosystems. You must track how modernized infrastructure directly impacts customer acquisition cost and overall digital retention rates. If your new cloud applications load faster and process data seamlessly, customer churn will mathematically decrease across the board. To track these complex metrics, your enterprise must establish real-time digital dashboards connected directly to your centralized data lakes. Executive leadership must have instant, unrestricted access to these objective data streams to make agile corporate decisions safely. A truly data-driven enterprise does not wait for a quarterly financial report to realize a new product launch is failing. They observe the real-time telemetry, identify the specific microservice causing the friction, and deploy a software patch instantly. This level of continuous monitoring is also the absolute prerequisite for deploying the autonomous AI agents we discussed previously. Autonomous systems rely on these exact same data streams to evaluate their own operational performance and iterative reasoning loops. If your enterprise cannot establish clean, accurate KPIs for human operators, you cannot safely govern an artificial intelligence workforce. Establishing this telemetry requires a profound cultural shift, forcing every corporate department to become fiercely analytical and transparent. Marketing, sales, and logistics must abandon their isolated spreadsheets and submit to the objective reality of the centralized dashboard. This often triggers a final wave of institutional resistance, as hidden inefficiencies can no longer be concealed from executive view. As a technical leader, you must enforce this transparency, proving that data is not a weapon, but a strategic asset. You must demonstrate how these real-time metrics empower department heads to optimize their budgets and justify further technological investment. When the entire organizational chart aligns around objective mathematical truths, the enterprise achieves true, unparalleled technological agility. You transform the IT department from a necessary operational expense into the primary engine of strategic corporate growth. You build a resilient corporate immune system capable of surviving catastrophic supply chain failures or sudden economic downturns. To assist your leadership teams in establishing this telemetry, I have published a comprehensive enterprise KPI technical framework. This documentation details the specific mathematical formulas required to calculate technological agility, time to market, and digital operational efficiency. It provides standardized architectural blueprints for connecting your cloud data lakes to secure, real-time executive monitoring dashboards. It also outlines the necessary change management protocols to foster a truly data-driven culture across your entire global workforce. You can access this critical operational documentation immediately in the professional GitHub repository linked directly in the video description below. I strongly encourage you to review these exact metrics with your Chief Financial Officer to align your technological investments. When you can mathematically prove the return on investment of a cloud migration, securing future IT budgets becomes effortless. The modern corporate battlefield is entirely digital, and the victors will be those who master the flow of objective data. Do not allow your enterprise to fly blind. Construct the telemetry required to navigate the complexities of global commerce. Establish the metrics, enforce the transparency, and command the operational agility necessary to dominate your respective highly competitive industry. This brings us to the culmination of our strategic architectural journey, transitioning from outdated legacy frameworks to modernized corporate power. Let us quickly recap the rigorous sequence of execution we have successfully established throughout this comprehensive digital transformation masterclass. We began by destroying the dangerous illusion that purchasing new software subscriptions magically equates to true corporate modernization. We aligned the transformation triad, proving that people and optimized processes must always precede the deployment of new technology. We utilized objective process mining to map internal workflows mathematically, exposing and eliminating massive hidden operational bottlenecks. We executed disciplined cloud migration strategies, transitioning from rigid monolithic legacy systems to agile, API-first microservices architectures. Finally, we established the real-time telemetry and stringent KPIs required to govern this new infrastructure and prove financial ROI. You now possess the complete, uncompromised blueprint for re-engineering your corporate operations from the ground up, securely and efficiently. The era of the data-driven, highly agile digital enterprise is here, and the organizations that adapt will scale exponentially. Your absolute responsibility as technical leaders is to implement these foundational frameworks with an unwavering commitment to operational excellence. Without this modernized digital infrastructure, your enterprise cannot survive the impending integration of autonomous artificial intelligence systems. Share this entire masterclass series with your executive board to precisely align your corporate digital transformation strategy today. You possess the academic foundation and practical architecture required to lead your industry into the next generation of computing. Subscribe to the channel, download the final GitHub repository linked below, and take your rightful place in the digital vanguard.